Ahoy gamers, and welcome back to Path of Exile 1 as we start a new series of a hardcore solo self-found ruthless character. This is a very hard challenge. Within the first 10 minutes of us playing, we die on our first attempt. Our second attempt fares slightly better as we make our way all the way to the prison. We take on Brutus with a relatively strong Marauder build, base of a build at least. So without further ado, let's jump on in. And we're back on Path of Exile 1, as we're going to be playing through as a hardcore solo self-found ruthless character. We're going to be playing through as a Marauder, and we're going to be called Ruthless Roth. We're going to be jumping straight on him. So what is Ruthless? So Ruthless is a restricted gear drop. So the only set amount of gear will drop from mobs, so we're less likely to get items as we go. WASD is not movement, so I need to remember that. So gear's restricted on drops, and only certain items will drop when we're fighting. There we go, so we've got heavy strike now. So we'll be playing this as a Marauder, because I tend to find Marauders tend to be the better survivable classes, at least for me, and my gameplay style. So we're going to bonk our way down, take on all these mobs as possible. So we've not played Path of Exile 1 for a very long time. So this series is going to be a slow time series again, just like what we've done in the past. We've only ever completed the game once as a hardcore, and that's it. I've not completed the game normally, so this is going to be a bit of a experience, that's for sure. And looking at what we've got here, so we do want as much survivability as possible. I'm not going to look at that skill tree just yet. I'm just going to wing it for the time being, and we're going to drink as many potions as possible. And hope for the best, really. There we go. Mr. Sand Spitters are down. And just going to keep bonking these ones down. Okay, we are stunned here a little bit. So it's a very different gameplay style compared to POE 2. Because I've not played this for about 5, maybe 6 months. And I've fallen in love with Path of Exile 2. It really is a fun game. But I keep dying. I've yet to finish a single character on it. I'm recording this after failing many characters recently. Trying to make a video on my hardcore gamble only merchant guy or gal. I've not got very far. So I've made this character in Rebellion. There'll be a Path of Exile 2 video coming out next week. I'm going to jump each week. One week will be a Path of Exile 1, one week will be Path of Exile 2. And this week is the Path of Exile 2 video. Path of Exile 1 video, I should say. There we go, there's our first level. So, the first one we're going to go for will be, so I wouldn't mind this increased strength and attack speed and physical damage. This is quite a good one to have. This node here, Born to Fight. So we can make our way down here to Warrior's Blood, or we can go, we actually might go down first. Give ourselves a little bit extra health. We are going to make ourselves slightly weaker, because we're not going to have that large amount of damage. So I'm not looking at a build for this. Sometimes normally, well, in the past when I've played Ruthless, I've had builds that I've kind of hand-railed me. Just give me a good starter for 10. This time I'm not doing that. I'm just going to wing this and just hope for the best. There's Hillock. Just going to keep bonking him. And down he... Okay, he's just quickly taken down now. I should just be able to tank his attacks here, actually. I can 100% tank his attacks. And come on, down you go, Mr. Hillock. So one thing I like about Path of Exile 2 is... Okay, we've got some items here. Perfect. One thing I do like about Path of Exile 2 compared to Path of Exile 1 is... We definitely want you in there. You can see that he only dropped, well, one item. So that's not ideal. So you have now got Quicksilver. Quick Step. Quick Step is the only movement skill you get in Path of Exile 1 Ruthless. So you definitely want to pick it up and definitely want to use it. So you only dropped one item there. Well, a health potion, Quick Step, and another club. So you can see how little gear is dropped when you beat him. Bastel and Nessa, how you doing? Yep, fine. We're going to skip through a lot of this. and these matter a lot actually. So ground slams, these unlike normal, when you essentially beat certain bosses or get to certain points in the game, you can buy gems from the store. You cannot buy gems from the store. So buying these Hillock rewards, buying these rewards, this is going to be a big part of, it's going to determine how we're going to play the game for a very long time until we can get any more. So I need to have a look at these. Shield Crush is okay. Molten Strike. And how much does this do? This does more damage. So we might just go for Ground Slam for the time being.
Farewell.
And hold off on everything else. If we go to our stash, it should be empty. I don't think I've played... Okay, it's not empty. That's a shame. But I have got these stashes now, so I'm actually going to turn these on. I'm going to put everything into these stashes, because I know full well that as this hardcore solo Self Found, I've not used these stashes before. So everything I put into here will go into its respective location. And I'll come back and pick these up later. Anything that's in these other stashes are what I've gathered on other characters or on other attempts, so I won't touch any of these. Right. I can now get rid of this item at least. Sell. Yeah, I guess I get something. I've forgotten what all the currencies are in this. Hopefully today we'll be able to do at least this little area down here. We'll maybe make our way to the mud flats. That's what I'd like to get myself to today. But obviously it's all dependent on how long we survive. The only bonus of this is that we are getting a lot of experience. Won't take us long to get to level 3. Although Ruthless doesn't increase the amount of experience you get, it does decrease. Something Ruthless does do, which I've completely forgotten about, is it decreases the amount of experience you get in your skill gems. So while you're playing this, it'll take so long to level up your skill gems. So I need to be careful. There is a woman here who has she's a firecaster. Twisted Firecaster. She's killed so many of my hardcore characters in Path of Exile 1, so I need to be really careful when I do get to her, if I get to her. Ideally, I'd like to skip her if I can, but if I can't skip her, then I'm going to have to be really careful, because she has killed a lot of my characters. She's a very tough boss, mini-boss, unique, whatever you want to call her. She's not so much a boss, I guess. There we go. So this is going to be a relatively slow time series, mainly because anything could kill me. I think that she may be in this pack here somewhere. Okay, want to be careful here. There we go. Okay, this is fine. Take on this gravel eater. We are drinking a lot of potions, but I'd rather drink a lot of potions and stay alive than obviously die. Okay, Crucified Corpse. Okay, Orb of Regret. Oh, I've never seen one of these before. Grants a passive skill refund point. We'll use that. Why not? You're not going to use it, but we got it. That's cool. No, that's the first time I've ever seen one of those. That I know of. I don't remember seeing one before. But my memory in some of these games is a bit fickle. Alright, let's bonk all these down. And then when we get slightly further through the series, I want to pick up all the loot we can just to sell. When we get further through the series, we'll probably show less of the general gumph, less of the general running around and fighting the random mobs. Here she is. She's the one that has killed so many of my characters. So we need to just keep moving. Yep, there we go. There's a lot of damage right there. So we want to turn this into clear slot. No, I want to turn this into run. Okay, this is a very good sign. Okay, want to try and run past her. Oh, we had like 1 HP there. Okay, this might be a bit of a problem. How long is she going to chase me for? So I don't think I'm going to be able to fight her. I've got no more mana. But I would like to take her on. Every time she does that, I get absolutely destroyed. Alright, I may have to just try and find the next map. which should be around here somewhere. Oh, every time she teleports, that does a lot of damage. And just keep running, just keep running. Okay, maybe I've lost her. Where's the next map? I need the next map. There's the waypoint. This is a dead end. Oh no, this is not a good sign. This is not a good sign, but there is the waypoint. Ouch, 6 HP. Come on, keep running. Keep running. No! No! Alright, we'll be back in a second. And we made our way to the waypoint. We managed to actually skip the woman who destroyed us last time. And I'm not complaining. We're going to make our way to the next map. We actually got a plate vest and a shield drop for us in the very first zone. So we're already more kitted out than what we were first time round. So we're going to do the tidal island. And I'm not sure how far we're going to get in today's episode. But hopefully we can get relatively far. These guys hit pretty hard. Just got to be a bit careful with these. Then I went for the, what's this? The ground slam. This looks like it's quite a good skill. So I went for that. Doesn't do the most amount of damage, but hey, I'd rather have it equipped and I can use it every now and then if required. And open this corpse. Okay, nothing good there. This is normally quite a good little map to farm, from what I remember. So you can run around this map a couple times. You can then leave, essentially, as it's a big circle, you can walk around a big circle, come back on yourself, and then just go back out and come back in. And you can run back to town if needs be. There's a fair few mobs here. There's a unique here as well, which isn't too hard. This means Drake Hollow or Great is a frozen guy who tries to do a load of AoE attacks, which you can dodge quite easily. And down they will go. So we're halfway to the next level. You can see even every normal mob is a bit of a challenge. There's a good chance we can die from a normal mob group if we get really bad RNG and they crit us a couple times. Right, let's keep running around this way. So you can keep running around this side of this map. Okay, a few more crabs. We take these crabs out quickly. Here we go. The unique should be here. It's normally where this shipwreck is. Let's quickly take on this crab. That crab is a little bit more harder than I thought it'd be. There he is. Okay, our gem's leveled up, so our ground slam's leveled up, which is good. Oh, we've got our first rare. I say rare, it's a magical item, not rare. See how tough this guy is. Okay, he's quite tanky. We might not be able to take him out just yet. Have I got an identification scroll? We have. Nice. Right, I'm going to run away for a second. This does more damage. Is he going to keep following us? I think he will. So let's quickly put this on there. Change these round. There we go. Okay. So far, so good. He's half health. But we have one more health potion left. One more chug. Yeah, we're not going to be able to take him out. That's fine. We will come back to him. We want to pick up every item we can to sell. Yeah, we'll just come back. So attempt number 2, we have leveled up again. Let's see if we can take on Helldrake here, or Helldrake. Okay, maybe he's not using the best attack on him. Using the AoE attack, you should probably try and use a single target attack. Okay, it's going a lot better than it did last time. He's got half health. And he's running away again. It's fine. Come on, down you go. Just hold down right click and hope for the best. Come on, one more hit. There we go. Perfect. Okay, you don't have to cry too much about it. Okay, nice and easy. So we're going to probably farm this area once, maybe twice more. Oh, some rares. Nice. Mainly because we want to get some levels before we continue. We're going to be doing a lot of farming of zones just to make sure we get as many levels as possible. These guys are physical resistant, which is a bit annoying. It automatically equipped those items, so it did. Okay, nice. I've got a nice little hat now. Awesome. Yeah, so we want to try and grab as much items as possible, which is fine, and get as much experience as possible before we keep going. Because each time we get to any of the act bosses, or act bosses, yeah, so Brutus and people like that, we definitely want to be over leveled for them. And the more we farm, the more likely we are to get skill gems as well and support gems, because you don't get support gems from quests. You have to grind for them, which is insane. So we're just going to have to deal with what we've got for the time being and hope we get something decent. I have had a couple of runs in the past where I've had no decent support runes the entire run, and I've just been gimped. I just can't do any damage. And probably because of the terrible build I'm making, I can't do damage for that either. So, just farmed that a few times. Now level 6. We've made our way down here with life and armor, so we've got a little bit of life regeneration now. Life regeneration is one thing we really do want. So we're going to grab Warrior's Blood next. Then we're going to make our way up to Heart of the Warrior for max life, max life. We're going to get Born to Fight to give us a little bit more strength, attack speed and physical damage. That's where we're going to start off. Where we're going to go after that, I don't know. We're just going to really wing it. Winging it doesn't tend to work very well for me, but we're going to give it a go. You see that I'm using a lot more ground slam now, because it just works. Everything just melts, and hopefully we can find a support gem to back it up. And if there's any single mobs, single uniques or rares, I can then bonk them with heavy strike on my right mouse button. You can see I've changed my left mouse button to walk, because I don't... The most annoying thing in combat sometimes is just constantly trying to bonk them when I'm trying to run away. So obviously it's definitely worthwhile changing that. And heavy strike is just leveled up. Nice. So we're just going to walk around. There's a couple eggs in this area which we need to find. There's a few things in this area we need to find actually. I'm not sure. When do we find Brutus? What is the first act boss? I can't remember off the top of my head what the first act boss is. But this is relatively easy actually. Now we've got some gear. We've leveled up a couple of times. This shouldn't be too much of an issue. So we'll probably jump back in when we get to the Necromancer, because we're going to do the mud flats, which is this map here. You've got a flooded cave nearby. There's a Necromancer inside. We're going to jump back in when we get to him, because that tends to be quite a tough fight. Here we go. Here's the Necromancer. Let's see whether we can take him on. He is quite tough. Normally you come back here after a few levels. But as Murrah's, we do enough AoE, we should be able to keep getting some more charges on our potions. So we should just be able to hold this down. Hold down Q, just with my ground slam, keep taking on his mobs, or his ads. Yeah, okay, this is fine. Not too worried about this. Might just do some melee attacks on him now. Heavy strikes, and he's down. Perfect. Well, that was easier than I thought it would be. That's the first kind of... Ooh, is that an upgrade to my weapon? Not particularly, no. So that's the first somewhat boss dealt with. And we're going to just go and clear the rest of the fetid pool. Hand in these quests. As you can see, it's quite easy now. It's always the first initial couple areas which I struggle with on most action RPGs, especially as a hardcore. It's the first initial couple areas, and it's normally about mid-game when I completely forget I need to keep upgrading my gear. That gets me killed. Oh, there's another unique hit or rare here. Another rare there on the left hand side as well. Here we go, got two on at once. Should just be able to hold down Q. Take on all the other ads that are with me as well. Okay, all the ads are down. Bar this one there, there you go. Now we can just hold down right click, heavy strike this one down. Amazing, he's down. And take on Blood Skull. Easy. Here we are, the Dweller of the Deep. Activate this, run away. This can be quite a tough fight actually. Especially with his essence. He's got Essence of Withering Hatred, which I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Just going to hold down. Okay, now we're just going to try and melee him down. One-on-one. Like men. And... yeah, okay, this looks like it's going to be okay. I just want to move back a little bit to take on his ads, because he's got a few ads building up here. Move a bit further back. I guess ads are dealt with good. We've got a good amount of health regen now, so we can just... don't need as many potions. I'm going to drop back again, try and take on his ads. There we go, back to him. And just going to drop back a little bit, ads again. Just going to keep attacking his ads. I can. Bye-bye coconut crabs. It's good knowing you. And this should be Dweller of the Deep. Completed. Awesome. Got a Vessel of Hatred. I don't actually know what they are. I see these essences all around. Let's take you out. Thank you. Where is this one? Upgrades normal item to a rare with a guaranteed property below. So this is cold resistance or cold damage. That's quite useful. Need to find if I find a better shield, I put it straight into the shield, I think. Also, we've got Sanctuary now, Steel Skin, which if we're having a really struggle moment, we can pop this and hope for the best. I'm not sure whether Steel Skin levels up. Oh, it does level up over time. Okay, that's useful. So here we are in the ledge. I quite like this map. I normally actually farm this map. I don't think I'm going to need to do it this time, because if I ever farm this map, it's a really good map to run back and forward on, because there's an entrance and exit on each side, and it's just one singular path. And we're going to grab Born to Fight, increase our attack speed, physical damage, and strength, which is a huge boon. I'm not sure where we want to go next. I think I would like this one here for this extra life regeneration, because life regeneration and health is going to be a huge one. So I'm going to try and make myself as tanky as possible, but we will see. So hopefully, I think we just have to clear out the ledge. After the ledge, we should be making our way to the prison, I believe. We want to do the prison today in this episode. That's where we're going to finish off. I think the prison has Brutus in it. We want to fight Brutus and then end this episode. So we use the essence as well. We use the essence on this shield here because we found this on the floor. Loads of chance to block, armor, fire resistance, cold resistance, lightning resistance. So all the resistances you can ever think of. So my resistances now are not great, but they're not the worst. And in the ledge here, there will be like a mini boss, which is a big totem. It isn't normally that dangerous. So whether we show it or not, we'll see. Jeez, he's really fast. But he's dead. Great. And here we are in the upper prison. I think this map is called, yeah, the upper prison. So we're about to take on Brutus, which should be pretty cool. Our weapon hasn't changed. We do need a new weapon. However, it doesn't really look like there's anything I can change it to. We've got a new hat here. More max regen, max life and life regen, which is really useful. That's the only thing that's changed. So we're going to try and take on Brutus here. If we were going the right way, it'd be perfect. And we're making our way, so grab this one hand melee damage. We're going to grab strong arm as well, which should be the next node. And hope maybe one of these will have a new weapon in it. Nope. As long as we take on Brutus, either we succeed or we fail. Nope, neither of those a boon. Actually, hang on a second. That's 86. That is also 80. It's 85. Fine. So if we die to Brutus, then we'll just call it there. But if we win, we'll call it there anyway. But we will continue through Act 1, and hopefully in 2 weeks' time, when I return back to POE 1, we'll be able to finish this. Because next week will be our gamble merchant only. Okay, we're doing good damage. And we can actually tank his damage. Most of his damage, at least. Okay, we should be fine. If we can try and get away from that attack, that'd be great. There we go, avoid that as well. Trying to avoid this again. Come on, he's almost half health. There you go, we've used one of our health potions. Let's kind of drop back here, gain my health back. There you go, back into the fight. His normal melee attacks does a lot of damage. We can tank this quite nicely. Yeah, so it's just his normal melee attacks, like these ones here, that do loads of damage if he managed to hit me. So I've got a chance to block. There we go, Brutus, come on, down you go. Stop resisting. And he's down. Perfect. Got a scepter we're not going to use. Got a level. Okay. It's got a load of items we're not going to use. So we're going to leave this place. Get the teleportation or the waypoint directly outside, which is just over here. And teleport back to town. I think there might be a reward. Might be able to get a new skill gem. I should have used some more steel skin just then, but never mind. This should allow us, so we're most of the way through Act 1 now. Back to Lion's Watch, maybe we get a decent item or a skill gem. What have you got for us? Okay, so we've got Intimidating Cry, Enduring Cry, and Vitality. I'm going to go for Vitality. Without a shadow of doubt, Vitality is the way forward. There we go. And we can turn Vitality, we're going to clear that slot and put it down here. So we always want that life regeneration. Vitality is a really good skill to have. We've got a bonus here, so we're going to go for... Oh, we don't have any room for this. So we're going to quickly sell all the items in our inventory. Sell all these. Just like that. Mana gem. Yeah, actually, mana flask. Get rid of you. Okay, looks like I can't do it right now. It's fine. And just get rid of you. Destroy. Perfect. Right, let's see. Nessa, you had an item for me, didn't you? Prison reward. Want this. Is this any good? Loads of extra strength. I lose a load of armor. Yeah, it's probably better. I do a little bit more damage, which is quite nice. And sell items. Perfect. Right, so we end this episode here. So we'll be back in 2 weeks' time as we continue on our hardcore search, Self Found Ruthless Marauder. But if you've made this far, thank you much for watching. Got a few links down in the description. If you want to join the community, have a Discord link down below. It's a small community, slowly growing, but you're more than welcome to join. We've got 2 other YouTube channels down below as well. One is the Mrs Rothmers YouTube channel, where she does fantasy lore on stuff like Warhammer, Game of Thrones, and Lord of the Rings. And then finally, we've got a joint YouTube channel where we are collecting the Warhammer tabletop game, currently building, painting, and soon to be battling. So, if that's the type of stuff you enjoy, have a look at Nerdy Miniatures. So, have a wonderful day, everyone. As per usual, peace out.